So let's talk about Tyler Durden. And the most important thing is that we really should remember all the time that Tyler is the narrator and the narrator is Tyler. I mean, everybody who has watched the movie, of course, knows that. But do they really take it into account when they think about it? Because, well, I'm pretty much convinced that when most people think about the movie, they kind of see Tyler and the narrator still in a way different persons, individual persons. Thinking about a possible teacher, Tyler is the teacher-student relationship. And that might be a way why Tyler, I think very often, is perceived by people as, well, as a rather positive character, because what he in a way teaches, shows, even does to the narrator, at least for some time or to some extent, well, actually appears to help him. But again, I think that in a way leads away from what the movie is really trying to show us and what the movie tells us if we really consciously are aware that the narrator is Tyler, that Tyler is his creation. I think it's pretty safe to argue that he created Tyler as the person that he would like to be. And I think, well, everybody watching, there are at least some moments where we catch ourselves thinking, I would like to be like Tyler. So why is Tyler so attractive? I mean, well, okay, he's Brad Pitt, so there might be some physical attraction, but beyond that, well, I think what it comes down to in the end is that Tyler doesn't know any doubt. He's so sure of himself. He's never insecure. He exactly knows what he wants, and he does what he wants. He enjoys ultimate freedom. And I think in that respect, he's very much different from the narrator in his every day-to-day life, and of course different from the day-to-day life that many people lead. So it's kind of understandable to some extent that this sort of is, in a way, the narrator would like to be, that this is his, in a way, perfect vision of himself. Understandably, as he feels so restricted by society. He doesn't feel any freedom, but this is what he wants. He wants to be free. He wants to free himself of these social conventions that he apparently is unable to overcome only by, well, by creating this imaginary character. And again, I think many people watching the movie, they can relate to that, because probably each and every one of us, in a way, we are, even if we don't want it, we are bound by, for the lack of a better word, social conventions. We are bound, we are restricted, we are in a way limited by our, well, desire to please other people, by our concern what other people might think of us. It is extremely difficult. It is extremely difficult to get rid of that concern, to get to the point where you can say, I don't care what anybody else thinks. That is, I think that's impossible. Well, and to add up an extra thought, I mean, actually it's a good thing, because any society could not work if everybody would be acting like Tyler. Now, let's come to what the movie actually, at least when it comes to the title, is all about. The Fight Club, this institution. The important thing here, again, very important, is to remind ourselves that the narrator created Tyler. Tyler is the narrator. So in a very conventional and traditional interpretation of the movie, people will ask, so why does the narrator join Fight Club? What does he get out of it. But I think that's, in the end, the wrong question to ask. The right question to ask is, what does Tyler get out of it? Well, I think it's a feeling of power. He is top dog, the leader of the pack, the man in charge. Fight Club, that is his thing, his baby. He gives the orders and everybody listens. And I think this is what the narrator, what he really dreams about. To be the one everybody looks to. The one that when he speaks, all the others stop speaking. There is silence, all eyes on him. I think this is actually the scenario that the narrator really dreams of being in. This is how he, in a way, would like to envision his role, well, in society, at his job, wherever. And that, of course, I think changes the perspective on the narrator. Because it might be possible in the beginning to say, well, he's a kind of a victim, right? He's kind of a victim of society, maybe even a victim of Tyler. But he is Tyler. Very important to remember that. He is Tyler. And the only, well, very positive thing that we can, in a way, say about him is that in the end, he pulls the trigger and in a way stops the whole thing. But the bombs go off anyway. And who planted the bombs? Well, Tyler did. Yeah, Tyler did. And that means the narrator did. One last thought. If Tyler is the narrator, and the narrator is us, then this kind of lust for power, the lust for attention, then that is something that is in each and every one of us. And I think this is kind of a warning. I think it is this what the movie wants to tell us.